Welcome to the podcast. Stop Crying Poser. Greatest podcast known to man, as voted by Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, Isaiah, Daniel Carlson, Trey Tucker, Adam Butler, AJ Cole, Colton Miller, Satrib, Love My Toe, WP Gutta, Day Day, Dingo, Dogger Dude, Lacey Marie, Samuel Faxon, Roll Fast, Joe, Dingo, Fletcher, D-Trick, Gutter, Day Day, Fletcher, and everyone that chose to tune in live. We do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Right now, we are 1 minute early. Usually, I end up doing this podcast late, but today we are early. It's been a great week. I have a whole notepad full of topics, starting with what fun things did I do this week? Well, I got a chance to play bingo. Every major casino here has bingo every single day. So some of you guys might think of bingo and think like trailer park bullshit, but here it's actually a respected way to spend your retirement. A lot of old ladies, they even have a smoking section in there. You go in there, you don't even have to do the daubers where you take the markers and daub the numbers. No. Let me explain bingo for some of you guys that might not have it. It's a board with 75 numbers. You get a card that has some of these numbers. Then they randomly select numbers. And if their numbers match your numbers, you win money. That's as simple as I can explain it. It's a little bit more complicated than that. But I came this close. Actually, I'll have to explain how complicated it is to explain to you guys how close I was to winning $2,100. So at the beginning of every bingo session, and they do a session every 2 hours, there's some parts of Las Vegas where you can play bingo 24 hours a day. But this place I was at, they do it all day long at 1 p.m., 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. So we showed up at 7 to play the bingo. They give you like a digital like tablet, and that's what keeps track of the numbers. It's all done digitally now instead of with papers. So it makes it easier for me. Anyways, at the beginning of each session, they give you a money ball. A money ball is picked, and it's just one random ball that they pick, and that's like the lucky ball. So if you're about to get a bingo and your final number happens to be the money ball, you win a big prize. And the prize for that session was $2,100. The money ball, I remember it clear as day because I had a chance to win. The money ball was 59. So I had my bingo sheet. I had every single number, and things were falling in line perfectly. All I need to do is get so lucky that 59 ends up being the final number that has not been chosen. And then right before I get a bingo, the 59 has to drop. And I'm like, well, what are the odds of that? That can never happen. But here I was in the situation where I had every single number covered. Everything was perfect. And I just happened to have one number left, and it was 59, which was the lucky money ball. And everyone around me is also very close to a bingo, but I don't know if they have the money ball or not, but I do. So it's a crazy, tense moment where you're like, holy fuck, I'm this close to $2,000. 59 is all we need. And then they announce number 60. And then someone next to me yells bingo. And all my hearts and dreams, they all fell apart, shattered in the wind. And it doesn't really affect like the mathematics of it, but the fact that it was one fucking number away, oh, it broke me. It broke me. And the person I was playing bingo with, they don't know what the fuck is going on. So I'm trying to explain. I'm like, dude, the odds of me even getting this close are insane. Why wouldn't it just happen for me? And they're like, well, there's another game. We can play another one. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This will never happen again. I'll never get this close. So it was kind of a bummer. But the good thing is the way we scheduled the evening, right after we played bingo, we went to a hamburger place that has been voted the #1 hamburger in the city of Las Vegas. The culinary and entertainment capital of the world has voted this one place the best hamburger in Las Vegas, I drove over there. What was it? Maybe 20-minute drive to the other side of town. Get there. They only have 3 burgers you can choose from, like burger 1, 2, or 3. They only have French fries, and you can either get loaded French fries or non-loaded French fries, and you can get ice cream. They serve nothing else, which usually you think, oh, small menu means great quality. And it was. But let me first explain my problems with this place. I looked at their Instagram, and there was a lot of complaints about the line is long and there's a line outside the door, which makes you think naturally that the burger is so good that people are lining up outside the store to get the burger. That's why I kind of wanted to go later at night. This place closes at 10. We showed up at like 9. So it's at the end of the day. I'm thinking all the people that show up right after work or like right after the sun goes down, those people won't be there. I'm more of a night person anyways. So we get there and there is a line out the door, but now I'm noticing why. Why is there a line out the door? Because there's nowhere to fucking stand inside this building. You can barely fit 5 people inside the building. So it gives you the appearance of it being a very popular rockin' place, but you also don't have anywhere to fucking sit. It's not like a real restaurant. No wonder there's a line out the door. There's nowhere to fucking stand. There's nowhere to sit. There's nowhere to eat your food unless you go outside, which we did, and the wind was blowing. My French fries are fucking flying everywhere. My napkins are flying everywhere. My water cup, once I finished my water cup, it blew away in the wind. So that was fucking annoying. Also, I should have explained this earlier. The owner, 2 of the owners of this burger place are super popular food reviewers. So it's kind of like a cool story of, hey, I started off just visiting restaurants and filming them for TikTok and Instagram, and then I got so much money that I decided I wanted to make my own restaurant. So when you think of it like that, you're like, oh, it's cool, right? They went from one of the people to now serving the people. It's a cool story. But then you think about, wait a minute, people that make their whole career social media, they kind of look at things differently. They're trying to manipulate everything in the algorithm to make the burger as successful as possible rather than simply serving good food. So I will admit the food was good. The menu was cool. Food came out quick. But here's another thing. You can't order food without giving them your phone number. Why would that matter? Well, because social media guys are all about data collection. So they're going to take your phone number and they're going to sell it to the highest bidder. That's kind of annoying and predatory. The reason they always want to advertise the line out the door is to make this place look like it's worth waiting for, when in reality, they haven't provided you a fucking place to sit down. Also, when you get that many people together, there's a certain amount of tension. And then if you do want to eat outside, well, here's the shitty thing about eating outside. Number one, it's super hot or super cold or super windy. Also, the line that forms outside the door, it wraps around the table where you're eating. So you're eating mere inches away from a bunch of other people's assholes. No one wants to eat with a human being's asshole sitting right fucking next to you. So they did this all so that it would be guaranteed to be popular on social media. But in reality, it's not just about the food. It's about furthering their, domination of the media food market, right? So I was a little unimpressed. And one of my friends, Bobby, also has a restaurant. The restaurant I'm talking about is called With Love Always. My friend Bobby has a restaurant called Stay Tuned Burgers, and they're both highly rated hamburgers in the city. But if I compared the experience, if I compared the food, they are a little bit comparable, right? If I compare the experience of being farted on versus Stay Tuned Burger, number one, it's inside of a bar, right? So there's no teenagers lining up around the block. Number two, I can gamble. Number three, I can get beer there. There's places to sit, right? No stupid fucking line around the bar, even though they are always in business, right? They're always selling burgers. People don't need to line up, and they don't take your fucking phone number to sell it to some other telemarketing agency, and they make everything fresh right there. And it's kind of like I'm biased because I know the owner of Stay Tuned Burgers. Everyone should go to Stay Tuned Burgers if you're in Las Vegas. But also, it was better in every way. So I was a little bit annoyed And I also feel a little bit lied to because I know the guys that run social media, of course, they're buying all these ad spaces up. So you're getting their hamburger in your face all the time if you're a foodie, but it's not based on word of mouth. It's just based on them knowing the algorithms versus the other restaurant, Stay Tuned Burgers. It's all about word of mouth because there's not even a fucking sign outside the building. It just says bar. And then you go inside and you're pleasantly surprised that there's a burger place there that grinds their own meat and makes all their own sauce and pickles their own Fresno chilies. So clearly we have decided that if you want the best hamburger in Las Vegas, you will be going to Stay Tuned Burgers. What else has been going on? Yesterday was kind of a fun adventure also. I have a pipe in my front yard, like a spigot for a hose that is leaking. Thought I could fix it. I made it even worse. Tried to replace, like, what would you call it? Like a grommet or like a rubber washer inside of the tap, I guess you guys would call it. But the one that I have is not the same one as the YouTube video that I watched. And then I tried to get the screw off that just stripped the soft ass screw. So that was fucked. And then I thought, well, maybe it's caked on there from the hard water. So I hit it with the torch. Then I melted whatever was inside of it, which was definitely the rubber washer. Destroyed that. The leak got even worse. So I got some caps on Amazon, capped it off, went to Lowe's, got the replacement parts that I need. I'll probably work on that on Sunday. But I also ordered some replacement parts that turns out I'm not going to be able to use from Amazon. So I had to return some stuff to Amazon. When I do that, it's always a fun time. Returning things to Amazon is so much fun for me. Let me explain to you why. Some of you will already know. You have local places, maybe not where you guys live, but where I live, there's a Whole Foods. Whole Foods is like a grocery store for stuck up like vegan people and people that really like care about their health and people that wear like goofy circular glasses and walk slow and get mad at everything around them. Like a Karen, like a place where Karens would shop, but also a place where like a bodybuilder might shop to get organic, real like farm raised food. So I'm kind of setting the scene of what a Whole Foods is in case you guys don't have one. It's like a grocery store for the upper class, simply put. It also has an Amazon return center inside of there. So whenever I have to return something to Amazon, I get to go to this exclusive grocery store. Maybe I'm hyping it up too much, but I go straight to the cheese section because they got the craziest selection of cheeses, and I love it. That's all I do. I go in there and I just start browsing cheese. They have a section there called cheeses under $5, and it's probably 50 different types of cheeses, and I can just pick ones that I've never seen before or never tried before. Pick one up. Oh, $3? Yep, I'll take that. Oh, $1 for cheese? Yep, I'll take that. I get to try all these cheeses that are from different parts of the world. Got me some authentic 24-month aged Parmigiano Reggiano. I was gonna get another Parmigiano, from some other region. I can't think of what it was called. I was gonna get that. Anyways, bottom line is we are doing authentic Alfredo. If not this weekend, then I will be streaming myself make the Alfredo live on Twitch. And if you've never had it, by making it yourself, it changed my life. I thought I had seen it all until I made it myself. Very simple to do. You don't have to be a 5-star chef. And it is miles better than the Bertolli fucking bullshit that you get in a jar. Still really good, right? They're all good. All the Alfredo is good. But if your only experience has been like Olive Garden, I want you guys to go make it yourself. And if you don't want to do that, hang out with me on like Monday. I'll make it and I'll show you guys the difference. It is better. It is 100% better. I would bet money on that. What else is going on? I rode my skateboard this week. I cracked my skateboard a little bit, which means I'm packing on the pounds. I'm also feeling really healthy lately. Other than not being able to breathe, which is maybe a lung problem or maybe a problem with my heart, and my ribs started cramping, but I mean actual injuries like foot injuries or like my ankle or my spine, obviously, or my shoulders. Those are all doing great. I've been feeling really good on a skateboard, and that is one of the things that improves my quality of life. If I can get on the skateboard and make a goal for myself, like set a goal and then achieve the goal. Super fun, man. We skated, we skated meaning me. I skated this flat bar. It was a really fat flat bar. I think it's used as like a balance beam for like a workout area. A guy showed up in the middle of my session, started doing pull-ups, and I was super annoyed, even though he didn't do anything wrong. If you guys don't know, or if you guys are not skateboarders, there's something that skateboarders have when they're really focused on landing a trick to where everything distracts you and you start kind of going crazy in your head. You start thinking really negatively. You start saying, oh, I'm so fucking lame. I'll never land this. I'm the worst fucking skateboarder that's ever lived. You start thinking all these dark thoughts, and then you land a trick, and then you're like, I was being too rough on myself for no reason. And everything was great. You start getting mad at birds. Everyone that like anyone that's near me and peels out their tires, skirt, or anyone that like honks a horn, I start saying like F words that you're not allowed to say on Twitch. I start saying, oh, that guy's definitely and then I just started getting mad at everything. But I landed the tricks. Cracking the board was kind of whack, but to be fair, that was my fault. And really proud of myself for being old as fucking dirt and being able to kickflip a skateboard into a board slide and then land it multiple different times. So really proud of myself. And yeah, just wanted to give myself some credit for that. I also wanted to pose a question for you guys, or maybe just share something about myself. How often do you guys change your skateboard bushings? The skateboard bushing is a part of the skateboard truck that kind of determines how loose the truck will be. And once it gets really bad, the truck can no longer be tightened. Once your bushing gets really old, your truck ends up being loose. I don't really mind it being beat up, but I was reading something on Reddit about some kids like, what's the best bushings? What bushings should I use? And I was thinking to myself, man, I've had these trucks for like 5, 6, 7 years. I would have to go back and look. I've never changed bushings. I can't think of in my entire life, I don't think I've ever bought bushings. But it seems to be something that everyone changes, and I've just never noticed it. But I've also kind of been the guy that says, if you're blaming your skateboard for you sucking too much, I can show you a guy that is skating a skateboard that is made from popsicle sticks, and his trucks are broken to fuck, and he has horrible bushings and terrible bearings, and all the screws are stripped, and the grip tape is all scraped off, and he can still tray flip. So if you guys are bitching about, I can't kickflip because of my bushings, I'm kind of just gonna say it. It's a skill issue. You're not skilled enough. When I used to play skate a lot, it was kind of a common pastime at the skate park back in the before time. Pretty much a game of skate would be happening every second of every day. You wouldn't always be playing it. You might be skating a manual pad or a box or something, or skating the bowl, but someone would always be playing a game of skate. And then you'd come down to drink some water or rest for a minute. Then you'd play a game of skate. And when you're playing a lot, when you're playing as much as me, you've heard every excuse. And one of the excuses is, oh, I can't heel flip because my board is bad. And then my go-to response, kind of a douchey move, but also I think a humbling experience for some people, is I would say, okay, how about I use your skateboard and you use mine? My skateboard's brand new. I'll use your piece of shit skateboard and I'll still smoke the fuck out of you on this game. You want to know why? Because I can skate good on any skateboard. I mean, within reason, and you will make an excuse about anything. And of course, they'll be like, well, my trucks are different. And I'll go, here's a skate tool. Change my trucks, my perfect trucks, make them the perfect tightness for you. And we will find out what's holding you back. Is it your skateboard being bad? Or are you just a complainer who's going to make an excuse about everything? And then I would also play games like, again, it's kind of a douchebag move, but I'd be like, okay, I'll ride your skateboard and I'll do every trick switch. You ride my brand new skateboard and you skate regular, and I'll still beat the fuck out of you at this game. And that would sometimes convince people to stop living in this world of excuses. And it would also, as kind of like the skate park's kind of a place where you don't necessarily bully each other, but it's kind of a hazing ground. If you also get your daily hazing in. to where, hey, we don't make excuses here, okay? If you suck at skating, show up more often. Come here after school every day, and within a couple of months, you won't suck at skating anymore. And then those excuses will fly away. And that's always kind of the way I looked at it. So if you're making excuses about your bushings, grow up. But if your bushings are actually bad, maybe get new ones. And tail end of this topic, if I were to want to get new bushings one day, which ones should I get? What are like the popular ones? Or maybe this is a dumb question as a lifelong skater. Could I skate Silver trucks, right? Could I call up Silver or write an email and say, hey, my bushings are bad. Can you send new ones? Kind of like if I have a gun and a part of the gun like malfunctions or wears out, you have like this lifetime warranty. I could get a new like grip or something like that. I wonder if you can do that for skateboarding trucks. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that, and I'll probably never actually end up worrying about it. What else is going on? Instagram. I always complain about Instagram. One of the funniest things happened this week, and I hope that it continues happening. There was a video. I don't know how can I set this up without sounding like a dick? I guess I'll say what the comment was. I have an Instagram channel where I basically criticize pro skaters when they skate at a low level. So if you're a pro skater, if someone has a poster of you on the wall, the level of skill that I expect you to have should be high. A professional should be high, right? LeBron James shouldn't be playing basketball if I know a 13-year-old girl who can beat him at basketball. I would think that is sort of a fraud of a pro athlete. And I know some of you are going to say, well, skating's not the same as athletics. Sure, I get it. But if you're a professional at something, you should at least look like you've done it, I don't know, for more than a couple months. You know, there's a lot of people out there who've skated for 10 years, who are in their athletic prime doing huge handrails, who get zero recognition. But if you're a weird 14-year-old with a face tattoo and you're trans, they will immediately make you fucking pro because you're able to sell more skateboards, because you're able to build more hype on like social media, right? It's better for the algorithm, but it's not necessarily better for motivating kids to get good, because now kids that are just getting into skating, they don't know where the ceiling is. They think that all pro skaters fucking suck. And that's kind of where we are right now in history. But something happened where I was criticizing a skater and someone in the comments didn't realize what my Instagram is. They didn't realize that I mostly criticize well-known pro skaters. So their comment was like, why are you so mean? Obviously, this guy just started skating. He's brand new to skating. Why don't you just let him learn the basics without criticizing him? And I thought that was the funniest comment, because it was actually a very well-respected professional skater for Independent Trucks, the most popular and well-known skateboarding brand on the planet. And this is one of their star athletes. And someone in the comments who doesn't know much about skating looked at one of the star athletes and thought it was a kid who is just barely learning to skate. So that's how far backwards skating has gone, to where newer skaters can't tell the difference between a seasoned pro and a brand new beginner. So their comment was like, why are you hating on beginners, man? Like, obviously you were a beginner one time and no one was criticizing you. Just let this kid learn how to skate. Just let him learn. And I had to respond, this is actually a super well-known professional skater for the biggest fucking skateboarding brand ever. So he may look like a beginner who's never touched a skateboard before, but that's kind of the point of this Instagram. And it was funny that such an innocent comment could sum up the entire culture as it stands right now. And I loved being a part of that. And I love that I was able to experience that and watch it happen. And I kind of also wonder what that person who commented is thinking now. I think I just may have red pilled someone into skateboarding, because had it not been for that comment, they might have actually thought that all pro skaters are fucking awful. Or they might buy their first skate video. That doesn't even exist anymore. They might go on to like YouTube and it'll be a video that says best skateboarder ever. And it'll be some fucking guy struggling to kickflip with his hand dragging on the ground. And he'll be like, wow, maybe I could be good at this. And then he would slowly realize that, oh, fuck, the industry really is turned upside down and backwards. And I was a reason for having him understand that. So props to me. Kudos to me. Now, would anyone in the chat like to win a free pack of Ninja Lifestyle stickers no matter where you live in the country? Well, all you have to do is answer this question correctly in the comments. The first one that gets it right will win a free pack of Ninja Lifestyle stickers. The question is, what are the 2 biggest continents on Earth? What are the 2 biggest continents on Earth? Well, at one time it was the old Pangea. And then I guess a rocket took off, or an asteroid fucked up a dinosaur, and then we ended up with a whole bunch of other bullshit ass countries. So the answers are, Fletcher says Asia and Africa. Samuel says Asia and Antarctica. Ryan, stop! It says Asia and Africa. You guys all got it right. Fletcher got it right first. Fletcher is the winner. Send me your information after the podcast in a DM, and I will get these stickers sent to you. Also now, for one of my final topics, I have a question for you guys. I still have a CD player in my car. CD's nuts on your mouth. I still listen to CDs all the time because the radio is kind of crazy. Modern pop music is sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Hip hop is hit or miss, mumbling and shit. And every other station where I live is Spanish music, so I can't understand what they're fucking yelling about. So I listen to a lot of CDs, especially when there's commercials on all fucking day. I'm sure you guys nowadays have Spotify and playlists. AI probably knows exactly what songs you're gonna like before you listen to them, but my car doesn't have any of that shit, so I just have my CD player. I've been bumping this Big X The Plug CD, and I really liked it for about 5 days. I've been bumping it for months now, and it fucking sucks, dude. I even took off the shitty songs, and now the middle songs are starting to suck, and I'm just getting tired of it. Sometimes I will honestly leave the same CD in my car, and I will bump it a little bit every day, or maybe like every week. I'll bump it for over a year. And there's certain CDs that seem to never get old. But I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think is the best hip-hop CD, the whole CD, not 1 or 2 songs, that you've listened to, the best whole CD? So what, 12 to 15 songs? What's the best hip-hop whole CD that you guys have listened to or know of from the past 10 years? I've already decided I'm just going to burn an old Kanye West CD. I know some of you guys love him, some of you guys hate him. For me, it's a little bit about nostalgia. I'm going to burn that. I'm going to bump that for a little while. But yeah, if you guys could let me know, I'll check these comments after the podcast. But also, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and let me know so I can look into it. And the cool thing about, what we have access to today is I can go find the whole CD on YouTube. I can sort of browse through it, decide if I think I'm going to like it. Then I can go get it on torrent or download it or something and burn it. I still have a CD burner. I have a lot of people when they get a new gaming computer, they leave out the CD drive. Not me, dude. I'm old school. I'm always going to be burning CDs. I got a whole CD stack in my glove box. And my friends, even my friends that are my age, make fun of me for it, but I don't give a fuck. Because when you have a goofy fucking Spotify for $19.99, when you have a shitty fucking commercial or you get political ads on your shit, I can just fucking hit the CD button and I can immediately be listening to music. So, yeah, I'll go back and I'll read what you guys are writing right now. Doggy Style by Snoop, Lil Wayne, Carter 5, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, Webby, Savage Life, Dr. Dre. Yeah, I'll have to check out some of those. And yeah, I just prefer hip hop mainly. But if you guys have other music, as long as it's not like death metal or country or something like techno, something I can bob my head to, right? It could even be pop music or whatever. I'd be down to bump some of that shit. So let me know in a comment below. Now I talk to you guys about what movies I've watched this week. I haven't watched very many because I've gotten my sleep schedule in order. I've been going to sleep a little bit earlier, waking up a little bit earlier, especially since the time changed. I don't know why we can't just be like Arizona. They don't have daylight savings. That would be much better for me. But the time change really fucked me up, so I have to wake up early, especially if I want to go skateboarding, because the sun goes down before 5 p.m. pretty much. And because I use this camera, it doesn't work very well in low light situations. So got my sleep schedule fixed, which means I haven't had a lot of time to watch late night movies. But I did watch, for the first time ever, Inglourious Bastards. And I know for a lot of you guys, it's like a cult classic. And I will say that I liked it. But there were some parts that were just so slow. And I think that whole movie is probably supposed to mostly be more about the dialogue and the conversations, more so, and maybe like the good acting, more so than the actual plot. I mean, the plot was a group of people are trying to kill the leaders of the Nazis. And that part was kind of like not so interesting to me. But there was a lot of like, oh, the plan has changed. There was a lot of like twists and turns in the plot. And I kind of enjoyed that. But the movie was so goddamn long that it kind of was hard for me to enjoy. So I don't think I'm going to put it in like my top 10 or top 20. Wasn't as good for me, but some movies you have to watch twice to appreciate. So maybe eventually I'll watch this one twice. Also, a lot of it was not in English. So I like to do this thing where if I'm watching a show with subtitles, I have to be glued to the TV. But if I'm just listening to a show, I can also kind of like play on my phone and watch a show at the same time. But if it's not in English, I can't do that. So I end up rewinding a lot. I don't know if you guys have that problem, but maybe that's also the reason I didn't appreciate it so much, is because I had to watch it in a way that I typically don't watch movies. Also, the movie wasn't exciting or moving enough to drag me off of my phone. So that's my opinion. I can see why people really like it. I can see why a lot of people would put it up in their top whatever, but it reminded me of like Reservoir Dogs, like the long dialogue, the long form scenes all done in like the same room. I kind of, I got over it, I kind of like, it's something different. I guess I can't really explain. I can't put my finger on exactly why that movie didn't do it for me, but I can say the movie did not do it for me. But I would not say it was bad. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got for today's podcast. I think it went very well. Can I get a "oh hell yeah" from you guys in the chat? Don't forget, if you tuned in late and you missed the beginning of the podcast, you can always re-watch the podcast. The re-upload happens early in the morning on Sunday, just in time for your long drive to work. What else do I usually say? Oh, the time. That comes out early in the morning, like 7 a.m. for most of you guys. Also, I appreciate everyone who donated today. Lacey Marie donated. Love My Toe donated. iBookBoy donated. I know you guys don't always have to donate, but if you do feel like donating, I love when that happens. If you don't have any money, that's okay. You can just tell a friend about the podcast. Tell a friend. Share the joy. One day I'm going to quit this podcast forever, and it's going to be because none of you guys told your friends about that funny podcast that happens every single Friday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. Extra big shout out to Samuel, Fletcher, Day Day, Love My Toe, Satrib, Quaint, iBookBoy, and Ron. Stop it. As I always say, everyone out there have a safe weekend. Don't drink too much and don't drink too little. Just let that guy skate, man. He's obviously a beginner. He's only been on the skateboard for like 3 days. He can barely push. All he does is roll down hills. Actually, that is the #1 highest paid athlete in the entire sport.